Hello guys, good morning. How are you? Today we're going to work on the second part of the vocabulary lesson number 2. The thing of today is going to be a listening activity. But before we go to it, I want to talk with you about take the risk or not. What would you do, right? Have you ever been in a situation where you need to risk? And if so, what did you get from it? The thing here is that we're going to talk about risks. Vamos a hablar de riesgos. ¿Alguna vez ustedes han tomado un riesgo? ¿Y qué fue lo que les trajo? ¿Les trajo beneficio? ¿Los perjudicó? Right? So, what would you do? Let's check this. I have some images for you and I want to talk to you about them. So, the first one is this. Should I take the risk? Or should I go through the easy way, right? So, should I go and take the risk? Voy y consigo mi sueño o me voy por el camino fácil, right? So remember, every time you take a risk, it means that you are going to get something from it, right? Entonces, si tomamos un riesgo, sabemos que es para obtener un beneficio. So I will suggest you always take a risk and see what happens, right? Perhaps you will get something good from it. Perhaps you will learn, right? So please think about it. What would you do? Would you go ahead and take the risk, or would you go to the easy way, right? Let's go to the next image. So here, look at the man. He's thinking, should I go there? Shouldn't I? So what do you think? Should he go? Shouldn't he go? Remember, if he gets here, perhaps he will get like good photographs, or perhaps he will be with somebody that he wanted to see. The thing is that he needs to take the risk. It says here, I got a phrase: take risks and conquer your fears. Every time you are going to take a risk, it means that you are conquering a fear that you had before. It means that si tomamos un riesgo, pues conquistas tus miedos, ¿cierto? Entonces, si yo voy y hago algo que pensaba nunca iba a poder hacer y lo logro, quiere decir que ya cumplí, o más que nada, ya derroté uno de mis miedos y ya sé que sí puedo hacerlo. Entonces, eso es lo bueno that is the good thing of taking risks. Es lo bueno de tomar riesgos, right? Why am I talking to you about this? Why am I talking to you about this? Because on today's work, it is about taking a risk. Worth the risk? Vale la pena el riesgo? Listening comprehension. Today we're going to talk about Tom Raiders. Tom Raiders are these people that are looking for Toms. So these people are always traveling and looking for Toms. Entonces esta gente es la que va y busca tumbas, las desentierra y a lo mejor y buscan los tesoros que tienen escondidos dentro de ellas. Entonces de eso es lo que vamos a hablar el día de hoy. The Tomb Raiders, así se llaman, los buscatumbas, cazatumbas. In the Curse of the Ancient Tomb, took a risk to get the riches of the tomb. Share a story about a risk you have taken or a risk you'd like to take. So this is a question for you. You need to tell me and share a story about a risk you have taken. Cuéntenme la historia sobre un riesgo que tomaron y díganme, ¿fue algo bueno? ¿Fue algo malo? ¿Cierto? Entonces, no sé, yo tomé un riesgo y fui y me corté el pelo de una manera y me hice muy popular, qué sé yo. Entonces, díganme un riesgo que tomaron y qué les trajo. ¿Les trajo cosas buenas o cosas malas? Let's begin. Listen to the following conversation between two students. Then answer the questions. Right? So here, we are going to listen this conversation between these two students. We need to complete this page number 26. Let's, before we listen to the audio, check the questions. Question number 1. What is this conversation mostly about? So what is the conversation? What are they talking about? ¿De qué se trata la conversación? La mayor parte de la conversación. Number 2, what are the steps Pierre must take before attending the trip? So, what are the steps? ¿Cuáles son los pasos que Pierre necesita antes de tomar su viaje? When is Pierre's class? So, when is Pierre's class? When? Monday, Tuesday, Friday, next year. You need to write here the answer. Number 4, what are 3 words you will use to describe Pierre and why? So here it says that you need to write down 3 words that you will use to describe Pierre. How would you describe it? Tall, short, fat, and why? This, you need to pay attention to the audio so you can get the answers to here. What are 3 words you will use to describe Catalina? The same here. Well, how would you describe Catalina? Is she tall? Is it short? Right? Is it thin? Is it skinny? And why do you use this word to describe her? And here, why did you use this word to describe Pierre? So, if you have any questions, any doubts, send me a text in the classroom. Let's begin. We're going to listen the audio and you need to complete the questions.
Worth the risk. Listening comprehension.
Hey Pierre, I heard you are going on the scuba diving trip with the science club.
Hi, Catalina. Yes, we leave on July 13th. It's going to be great.
I'm interested in signing up, but I'm nervous. Can you give me some details?
Of course. We'd love to have you join us. What do you want to know?
How many classes do you have to take before you can dive?
Well, the first step is taking the course. We meet on Saturdays at 2 p.m. in the science lab. Mr. Russo goes through some information. Then we take a quiz. After that, we go through all the answers.
Well, that doesn't sound so bad.
It's actually pretty interesting. After going to 12 sessions, we will have one final test on everything we learned. You have to pass that to go on the trip.
The test part sounds okay, but what about the actual diving? Are you all by yourself? Are there dangerous fish? Is it safe?
You are never by yourself. You always dive with a buddy. And of course, there's a lot of dangerous marine life, but you learn how to avoid it. If you see something really dangerous, it may be unsafe, but sometimes you have to take the risk to see something really beautiful.
I guess so. I'm not sure if I'm brave enough to take that risk.
If you don't take the risk, you'll never know.
Perfect, guys. You heard what he said at the end. If you don't take the risk, you will never know. That is a good phrase. Si no tomas el riesgo, nunca sabrás el resultado. Entonces, nunca se queden con, me hubiera gustado o quisiera hacer esto, ¿no? Siempre vayan y tomen el riesgo. ¿Quieres aprender un nuevo idioma? Adelante, una escuela. ¿Quieres aprender un instrumento? Ve a una escuela, pero hazlo, ¿cierto? No importa, siempre vas a aprender de esto. So guys, let's continue. And here, if you have any questions on the audio, I will put the audio in the classroom homework. El audio lo van a tener en la plataforma Classroom también, por si no contestaron todos con este que puse. Let's continue. Here we already finished page number 26. Remember, if you have any questions, tell me. Hey teacher, I don't understand question number 2. What is it, right? Tell me, send me a text in the classroom. We will go to page number 27, and you are going to do this. I know it says teamwork, but you are at home, so you are not with your team. Let me read the instructions for you. Get into a group of 4 people, but you're going to be you alone. I'm sorry. Together, brainstorm a list of as many risky activities as you can. They can be physically risky or risky in other ways. Talk about the risks of each activity as well as the benefits. List the activity you come up with. Here in this rectangle, you need to write as many risky activities as you can. ¿Qué actividades riesgosas consideran ustedes? Entonces escriban aquí todas las que se les vengan a la mente. And that's it, right? Then you need to fill in this with risky activities. Recuerden, aquí poner todas las situaciones riesgosas que ustedes consideren o actividades. No necesariamente tienen que ser físicas, actividades físicas, sino de todas las formas que ustedes consideren. Then we're going to go to page number 28. It says here, activate your brain. What is a tomb? Do you know what is a tomb, guys? Tell me, what is a tomb? Send me a text. Escriban ahí un texto. What kinds of things do you think a pharaoh, an ancient Egyptian king, might put in a tomb? Entonces, ¿qué tipo de cosas ustedes creen que un faraón, que es un rey egipcio antiguo, pudiera poner en su tumba? How do you think he would protect his tomb after he was buried inside of it? Entonces, ¿cómo crees tú que él protegería su tumba después de que lo enterraran en ella? Help me with the answer to these questions. Write them here, right? A tomb is a, yes. So here, write the answers here or here. But I need your answers to these questions. Let's begin. Listen carefully to the story. We're going to listen to the story, then follow your teacher's instructions to read it again. I will ask you guys, and I will really like you if you read this to your mom, to your dad, to your brother, to your sister, whomever is with you. Read it. Read this so they know what is the curse of the ancient tomb. We are going to read about these two people that went to search an ancient Egyptian king tomb. Vamos a ver de qué nos habla esta lectura. Dice La maldición de la tumba antigua. Let's listen to the audio. You will have the audio in the classroom, okay? In case that you didn't understand here, that you want to listen it again, you can use it. Let's begin the audio.
Curse of the Ancient Tomb. The year was 610 BCE. The great pharaoh Anasis II was preparing himself for the afterlife. He believed he needed to place everything he owned inside of his tomb so he could enjoy it after his death. Anasis had insisted his tomb be grander than any pharaohs before him. Every inch of the tomb was covered in gold and diamonds. His sarcophagus was built of pure gold and lined with silk, a luxurious coffin fit for the pharaoh. The tomb was a treasure trove of all the finest fabrics and artwork. He even had his pets mummified so they can join him in the afterlife. Anasis was obsessed with his tomb and invested most of the nation's money into building it. Just before he died, Anasis placed a curse upon his tomb. May he who dares to trespass here spend his numbered days in fear. For hundreds of years after his death, no one even considered looking for the tomb because they knew the curse was a serious threat. Other tombs were found, and other curses came true, but Anasis rested happily, undisturbed in his tomb. Flash forward to the present year. Lapis and her brother Seb were expert tomb raiders. They had successfully stolen from dozens of tombs and had made millions of Egyptian pounds. But they were greedy for more. They had heard the legend of Anasis and spent years researching the construction of the tomb until they found his very resting spot. Even though they had been warned that it was protected by the most powerful curse of any pharaoh, they entered anyway. It was filled with more riches than they could have imagined, and they wanted them all. They snapped pictures of the curse etched in the tomb in hieroglyphics. They laughed at the idea of an ancient curse as they filled their bags with diamonds and artifacts. That night, as they were falling asleep, they heard a noise. Lapis got up to see what it was and screamed in horror. The ground was covered in thousands of beetles. They were moving together, flowing like the Nile. The beetles descended her walls and crawled across her bed. She tried to bat them away, but they crawled on her for hours before simply disappearing all at once.
Okay, guys. So we already heard this first part. I'm sorry, I lost. I was picking on my cell phone. Describe Annecy's tomb. Why did he make such a special tomb? Right? Tell me, why did he make such a special tomb? And describe his tomb. On page number 29, what did Lapis and Seb do? What did they do, guys? Tell me, ¿qué fue lo que hicieron Lapis and Seb? Why did thousands of beetles come to their home? Porque fueron miles de bichos a su casa. So please, answer the questions here or here, wherever you want. Let's continue with the story. This is very interesting. It sounds like a movie. I will tell you which movie.
The next night, Lapis and Seb were on edge. They stayed up late, trying to avoid another incident, but soon they heard a noise again. This time, it was louder than just scratching feet. It was a growl. Three growls, in fact. A dog came bounding through the door and ran straight for them. This was no ordinary dog. It had 3 heads, each with a mouth full of sharp teeth. The dog, who they knew from Greek myths as Cerberus, was snarling at them hungrily, jumping dangerously close to them. This lasted for hours until he finally vanished, just as quickly as he had entered. This torture continued, night after night. Lapis and Seb couldn't sleep in fear of what would appear next. Anacys's curse rang through their minds. May he who dares to trespass here spend his numbered days in fear. They tried to return all the items to the tomb, but it was no use. The curse had come true, and there was no turning back.
Oh my god, so they took the risk, but in this case it was like a bad risk. Why? Because they were warned. The pharaoh, had a curse on his tomb. Then they didn't care, so they went and got the curse on them. Pues aquí el faraón ya tenía una maldición en su tumba, que el que le robara su oro, pues iba a vivir con miedo el resto de sus días. Es por eso de que a estos chicos pues se les aparecieron los bichos, se les apareció este lobo de 3 cabezas, entonces y muchas más cosas. Al final ellos intentaron regresar todo lo que se habían robado de la tumba, pero pues ya era muy tarde, ya tenían la maldición encima. Check for understanding. What does Anacys curse mean? What happened on the second night of the curse? Entonces, ¿qué significa esa maldición de Anacys? ¿Y qué sucedió en la segunda noche de la maldición? Let's jump this activity. It says here, grammar check. We use WH questions to gather information. Read the information from the story, then write a WH question that the statement could answer. Here, this is going to be our answer. The year was 610 BCE. You need to make a question to get the answer. Si yo te respondo, el año fue 610 antes de Cristo, ¿qué me preguntaste? Esta es mi respuesta. It was a growl. Si me preguntaste, yo te dije, fue un gruñido. Lapis got up to see what it was. Lapis se despertó, se levantó para ver lo que era. Lapis and Seb couldn't sleep in fear of what would appear next. Lapis y Seb ya no pudieron dormir sin miedo por saber lo que iba a aparecer después. This is going to be the 4 questions that you need to make, guys, basing yourselves on this story. Remember that you need to answer the questions here, right? These and these. Answer the questions and read these texts to your mom, your dad, or your sister, your brother, whomever is with you this day. Let's go to page number 31. Check your understanding. Let's see if you understood the story. The instruction says, describe the curse in the boxes below. Here you need to describe the curse. Hay que describir la maldición. The first box, write the curse in your own words. So, write the curse in your own words. Aquí vas a escribir la maldición con tus propias palabras. Why was the curse placed? ¿Por qué se puso esa maldición? ¿Por qué se usó esa maldición? How was the curse activated? ¿Cómo fue activada? How was the curse activated? And the last one is, what happened after the curse was activated? ¿Qué sucedió después de que la maldición fue activada? Remember? So, please complete this. Here, 2-3 lines. 2 o 3 líneas está bien si responden con eso. Next one. When Onassis died, everyone was too afraid of the curse to try to steal from his tomb. Lapis and Sev laughed at the curse and didn't believe in it. Why do you think Lapis and Sev were not afraid of the curse? ¿Por qué crees que ellos no le temían a la maldición? Es aquí que ellos se rieron cuando la escucharon y no la creyeron. Entonces, ¿por qué tú crees que no tenían miedo de la maldición Lapis y Sev? Right here, your answer. Why do you think they were not afraid? Last activity of the day, guys. How many years have passed from the time the tomb was built until the time the curse was activated? Entonces, ¿cuánto tiempo pasó desde que la tumba fue construida hasta que la maldición fue activada? Here it says, the tomb was built in 610 BCE, before Christ's era. The present year, what year? They activate the curse. In what year they opened the tomb? And how many years have passed? From here to here, how many years is the difference? Okay, guys, this is going to be the activity for today. Remember that if you have any questions, any doubts, you can send me a text in the classroom platform. I will upload the audio for you to answer page number 26 again. If you need to listen the audio again, you will have it in the classroom platform. Okay, you will have it attached. So you can hear it 1, 2, 3, 4 times until you answer this. If you have any questions with these 5 questions, then you can send me a text in the classroom and I can help you. Remember, teacher, I don't understand question number 1, and I will help you with this. Guys, this is going to be the work for you for today. Remember, if you have any questions, tell me, and I will be waiting for your homework this day. Have a good day, and thank you.